going on? It's Sal Capaccio. Great to see you, man.
So, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How about you? We haven't heard from you this off season. Can you kind of give us an update on how things are going? What went into your off season essentially? I know you became a dad as well, but personally and professionally, how you prepared throughout everything that was going on through this off season.
You gotta control what you can control, and I think that with the off season the way it was, I just continued to work. Like you said, new dad. That was a fun experience. Obviously, I don't want the whole pandemic thing to happen, but for myself and my family, it came at the perfect time. We just had a kid, and we were able to spend a bunch of time, and I was working out and being a dad. So, like I said, control what you can control, and I kind of think that's what a lot of guys around the building did.
All right, thanks, man.
Of course.
Hey, Micah, John Scott, good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
We've asked Sean and Josh about this. Dolphins came out and said they're going to have limited fans for their home games, obviously one of them against you. What are your thoughts on there being some teams that are allowing fans at their games and others like you guys that won't be able to have those as of now?
Yeah, well, I think the coming back to work and the criteria and all the stuff that the rules that a lot of teams having to follow. We were on one sheet of music. Everybody was doing the same stuff. With the testing, with all that stuff. So I think that's important. And then you come out and a lot of teams are saying, so we're no fans for these, first 3 games, fans for the first game. It's all a mess. And I feel like with the NFL, they should maybe get on one page and possibly say, we're doing this, and we're doing no fans for the first couple of games, or we're doing fans for the first couple of games. Whatever decision is, I think that's where the gray area is. And to hear that Miami's doing, I just heard about it a couple minutes before I just got on, and just initially I was just like, wow, that's it's bold that they're doing that. And I guess we're one of them. We're one of the first home games. So I'm interested to see how that's gonna pan out.
How much of an advantage is it? Obviously, we understand how much you rave about Bills Mafia and when they're here, but even in a limited capacity, I don't know if you could properly, because I don't know if you've played in front of 8,000 in an NFL game, but how much of an advantage or disadvantage could it be?
I think it could go both ways. I think the advantage could be, knowing and hearing the calls that the offense, I'm speaking defensively, what the offense is making. You're going to be able to hear a lot of that stuff, not just the TV copy. You're going to be able to hear live, the adjustments and stuff that they're making. But at the same time, home game, it's kind of a disadvantage because, third downs for us it's crazy. It's crazy inside the stadium, and the fans go wild, they get it loud, and that kind of messes up the communication for the offense. So, they're going to be able to do that. And they're also going to be able to hear our defensive calls. So, it kind of goes both ways. It's interesting to see the NBA is kind of hearing the differences with no fans in their game. Like they want to play defense on, where their bench is. Just hearing stuff like that you never really thought about, because they want to be able to, late in the game, they want to be able to make defensive adjustments and be right there on their bench. So that's kind of where our thinking is. Any way we can to get a leg up defensively, and it's going to be interesting to see.
It's good to see you. Thanks.
You too, man.
Hey, Micah, it's Marcel, man. Good to see you. Like John said, man, it's been a while. Curious. You see Jordan take care of. You see Dion getting taken care of. You see Coach McDermott getting taken care of. Does that impact how you think about your next contract, or has it impacted your confidence that they're going to do the same from you? I know you still have a couple years left, but I think we could objectively say that you've outplayed your current compensation.
I think, once again, I can just control what I can control. Obviously there's with success, comes a lot of, individual success, team success, individual success. And it's cool to see, guys that I got here in 2017 with are, doing great things along with myself and are getting rewarded. So, and I understand it's a business, this whole thing is a business. And, I'm going into my 8th year. I understand what goes into it. So all I can do is control what I control, continue to play football to the best of my ability, and just be happy for the guys that I came in with that are, setting up their families for the rest of their lives. But, you know, at the end of the day, just got to do what I got to do. Of course.
Hey, Micah, Matt Fairburn here.
What's up, Matt?
Curious what you've kind of seen from some of the newcomers on offense, and obviously it's training camp. There's a lot of competition between the offense and defense. But what have you seen from some of those new guys, and what they've looked like so far on that side of the ball?
Well, I think it's important. Everybody's been competing. That's the biggest thing. I think that this being my 4th year here, this is the most competitive we've been, especially this early in camp. Just going at it. Not just the corners versus the receivers. You got safeties versus tight ends. You got running backs involved with linebackers. And it's good to see the offense. We've had some down years here. And I say that 2017 went to the playoffs, but did we make a splash? No. 2018 we had a tough, very tough year, and I think that defensively is, obviously this is a team game. Defensively, we felt like we was playing, well. We could have played a lot better. Offensively, we were kind of struggling. So to see that process of the offense coming along, guy like 17 just gonna go out there and compete every single day, and then the surrounding positions around him just stepping up too. It's good to see. So with the new guys and Diggs and Gabriel and those type of guys just making plays and doing all that, it's good to see, because there were some years that on offense we were struggling. There weren't those guys that make plays. So it's making us better. We're making them better, and ultimately it's going to make the team better.
Awesome. Thanks, Micah.
Yep.
Hey, Micah, Thad Brown, good to see you. Appreciate your time.
You too, man.
You talk about, being able to maybe pick up things in game from offenses if there's no fan noise, being able to checks and stuff like that. The league, there's a rumor out there that the league is thinking about piping fan noise in during the game. Would you want that if they could adequately simulate what it would sound like during the game to hide things like it normally would be?
I think there's pros and cons to that also. It kind of makes it more of a traditional game day, I guess, with the fan noise and stuff like that. It's kind of, the regular third downs and stuff like that. But at the same time, I think that having no fans kind of takes it to another level. If you hear the offense making an adjustment, and they run the play, then possibly they make that same adjustment, you can make a play on it. Now it's on them to kind of call out that same play, but get the defense to think that they're running this and then run something else. So it's a chess match inside a chess match, and that's what I love about football. It's a numbers game and it's a chess match, and so I'm kind of interested to see how it is without the fan noise. Do I want Bills Mafia at the home games? Of course I do. But I'm kind of eager to see how it's going to pan out.
If the chess match goes up a notch in this way, does that only make it a larger advantage for teams like you guys, where same system, same players, veteran guys, where everything you're supposed to do?
Yeah, for sure. I think it does. And just talking to guys like Poach, Davius, Milano, Maine, guys that have kind of been around this building for a while now. I think mentally we could go out. Obviously physically you got to go out there and practice. You got to hit. You got to be able to tackle. You got to do all that stuff. But I think mentally, a couple of weeks ago, if you put us on the football field against any other team, and Freddie calls a play, I'm betting on us, just because I feel like we have been around, been around each other long enough. Like you said, same defense, same coaches, and we feel like we can go out there and execute.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Micah Hyde, Mookie Harkins, Waffle Sports 1080. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. I hope you don't mind me, camping out by your locker.
Man, I like it. You can use it.
I'm just making sure that is everything. Nobody touches nothing, man.
All
right. Okay. But one of the reasons why I like you, man, is you don't talk much, but when you do speak, you speak facts, and we all know that your game speaks louder than that. And with that being said, that comes with being durable. So how have you been able to maintain that level of durability?
Oh, I think throughout the years of being in the NFL, you learn from a lot of guys. You gotta really pay attention, open your eyes, and see what the vets do. I think early on, being in Green Bay, I saw some key guys that I played with that learned how to take care of their bodies and went about it the right way during the offseason. I think it's safe to say that my first couple of years in the league, I wasn't to the point where I am now, mentally, physically. So you got to learn along the way. getting that wisdom throughout the years, it really, showed me that, number one, working out during the season is huge. Not taking no breaks during the off season is huge. That, me personally, I don't like to take a break because everybody knows once you get out of shape, it's hard to get back in shape. So I don't want to go through that. So I don't take any breaks. And then, during the season, just trying to keep your body right. Everybody's banged up, halfway through the season, towards the end of the season. So it's kind of about just being proactive, getting your body in the training room and getting your body right so you can play every Sunday.
Absolutely. Now, we all know coming in 2017, you was Coach McDermott's first piece of trusting that process, and now you're finding a way. Going into your fourth year, we all know that you didn't taste the Pro Bowls and personal goals and stuff like that. What's the mindset on tasting championships now?
That's the number one goal. That's the number one goal. And I think that, just talking before about how, we had some down years around here, mostly 2018 and, last year we kind of moved in the right direction, but just looking around this locker room now, just I think we counted, me and Tredavious the other day during a walkthrough, we counted how many guys were here with us in 2017. I think it was like with the drafted guys and the guys that, we signed that year still in the building is like 7 or 8 guys. So, just being able to go through that process together, looking around, seeing the fresh faces, the fresh bodies, knowing that we have a shot. We have a shot. We, obviously there's a lot of work we got to do to get there. I'm not saying that it's going to come easy. There's going to be some adversity during the season, not to mention everyone's going through this pandemic stuff right now. So there's going to be some adversity. And I know that with the guys in the locker room, I'm not trying to go out there with anybody else. We're going to go out there, we're going to fight. And, it starts with somebody like 17 on offense. He's always willing to compete no matter what it is. And then defensively, we got some dogs over there. So, I'll go to war any day with these guys.
All right, my guy. Hey, congrats on the new baby, man. Fatherhood is the ultimate game changer, man. Be safe out there.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hi, Micah. Great to see you. And
You too.
yeah, I want to echo what Mookie said as far as congrats on the addition to your family. Wonderful.
Thank you.
So as one of the team's NFLPA player reps, and that the PA is launching this investigation into the lab that had the New Jersey lab that had the false positives, and I guess overall whether the protocols are being held up that you guys have put together with the league, the union has put together the league. What is your sense of kind of this happening, your reaction to this type of hiccup, to call it, I guess is the least I could describe, taking place, where a whole bunch of your guys, couldn't practice, other staff people, as we find out. And just in general, do you have any questions about the confidence in light of this investigation too?
Well, being on all the phone calls throughout the offseason, I think I was able to have a ton of open conversations with a lot of guys and my family. So going into this thing, I sat down with my wife. We just had a baby. I talked to a bunch of my family members, and I just want to have open dialogue. And I think that it was important because coming into this season, everybody knew there's going to be hiccups. Like, this thing has never happened before. We're trying to play football during a pandemic, and you can walk outside this building and you can watch the news and it's crazy. It's crazy, And I think we've come a long way since March, April, May, when it was really bad. So we knew there was going to be some hiccups. It's not going to be perfect. And I think that's what those NFLPA calls really opened my eyes to, is that there's so much uncertainty that no one can look into the future and know that this thing's going to go perfect, or look into the future and say that this is going to happen, this is going to happen. If that was the case, that lab stuff would have never happened. So I think that it's important to have open dialogue, conversations, speak with facts, not just stuff you hear on news channels and all that. And I think that was important. What happened yesterday is, the leader of our team, the leader of leader in this building, Sean, he came to us. He told us all the facts that were going on. He always has his best interest for his players and our families. And he told us, he said, hey, this is what's going on. There's some, false positives or whatever that came out of the lab. And, I understand if you guys don't feel comfortable practicing. And he told us, like, if you guys don't feel comfortable, then you don't have to. You can leave. But I feel like, with what happened, you you guys are safe in this building. And so we went out there, practice, had a great day, and we're able to get better. So, I think that you just got to be proactive in this stuff, and you got to know that there's going to be some hiccups. There's going to be some obstacles that you got to overcome. And as long as you're pushing forward, we'll all be fine.
Thank you, Micah.
Of course.
Yes, good afternoon, Micah. George Radney, Challenger Community News and 105.5 Sports Pro Talk.
How you doing, George?
Good afternoon to you, and congratulations on the newborn there. Definitely.
Thank you.
And question for you, two quick questions. One, do you feel the NFL should have a rule? Maybe that's for the NFLPA. Should have a rule where, hey, everybody either everybody's allowed to have fans or nobody can have fans in their stadiums for this upcoming season. One, and number two, is the defense predicated more on you being the quarterback of the safeties disguising the coverage? Because you guys seem very successful at opposing quarterbacks. Always seem to say that your coverages, they have a hard time figuring out what coverage you guys are actually in.
Yeah, so, first thing, the fans, I think that there should be, the NFL should come together with each stadium, each team, and say, this is what we're going to do. Because, like we just talked about, the Miami coming out and saying, fans for the first home game, there's gonna be some stir up, myself included. I'm just like, well, how are they going to prevent us, the fans from being close to us and all that type of stuff? So, we don't want to be around. We don't want to be around all that. So, I think that they all should have one goal in place. And then, second was a disguise. I think it's something we practice each and every day. We've been together for some years now on the back end, and I feel like just what we're able to practice each and every day, go against our offense, a good offense, and trying to mess them up, trying to get them to do some stuff that force them to make some error throws and stuff like that. So, and then along with the coaching, we were able to get in position to make plays.
Great. Hey, thank you very much, and good luck this upcoming season.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks everyone. That's it. Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.